Okay, so for this webinar series, we are going to talk about portfolio. So this is actually one of the webinar series we have been, doing it for every week. Sorry, sorry, yeah. Okay, so sorry, there's some background noise. Let me just restart. Okay, so we have been running the webinar series for almost a few weeks already. So every Wednesday, we have this webinar series talking about the new Shareinvestor.com. So Shareinvestor.com is actually essential investment tool for all investors and traders. So you can use the tools to analyze the stock markets using the charts to do all the charting analysis as well. There are key features over here. We have, the fact sheets, talking about all different kind of informations about individual companies. We have the portfolios watch list where you can use this to track all the real-time performance of the companies as well, where all your transactions, profit and loss, all those as well. And there's a technical charts as well for those users who actually do a lot of technical analysis on the chartings. Our charts actually provides all the indicators you need actually to do analysis on the markets. And we have the market analysis tools as well. Sorry, I saw Gary raise your hands. Gary, are you able to see my slides or you have any problems? If everything is okay, can you say okay on the chat box for me if you can see the slides? Can everyone see this? Okay, great, great. Then Gary, I think probably you have some questions. So later you can actually put your questions in the Q&A box over there, or you can type in the chat, and later I will address those questions for you guys. Okay, so in terms of market analysis tool, we have the screeners, consent estimate. So all the tools that, inside actually you can explore to, analyze the markets for your investments. And as you know, we have actually, the team, company has spent a lot of efforts to develop a new shareinvestor.com. And if let's say you are our existing users for Shareinvestor website, you can see this pop up actually at the Shareinvestor website. We're asking you to try the new platforms over there. And you can actually toggle between the classic mode, which is the existing website, and the new websites, which is the new.shareinvestor.com. So later I will do a demo to show you guys. And today's topic is actually about portfolio. So what is portfolios? So I know that, you guys are savvy investors in the markets. You probably have quite a few stockbrokers accounts, you have, and then you want to keep track your own portfolio gain and loss as well, maybe consolidate among a few brokers. Or even if you're using one, you want to have a copy of all your transactions and at the same time do analysis about your trades as well. So this is what portfolio is for. So you can actually, keep track all your transactions. And then at the same time, we will do all the analysis for you in terms of portfolios. And then you can also use that to keep track of cash, management as well. You can use that to track your deposit of cash and withdrawal of cash as well. So how do you access the portfolio features? If you are using the new.shareinvest.com, there's a menu bar there, portfolio. So you can click on that to access it. And then if you want to find out more information about portfolio, here are 3 QR codes actually for you to scan as well. First one is how to use portfolio. What kind of analytics information could you get? What insights can you get? But later, actually, I will show you where you can find this info as well. So let me go to demo sessions. So, okay. This one. Okay, just now I'm talking about actually switching between shareinvestor.com, the classic one, and the new shareinvestor.com. So if you are using the existing classic shareinvestor.com, there's this classic mode over here on and off, or else that you can click try out now to access the new shareinvestor.com, or else you can click on this classic mode off to see this. So you click on that, you actually right now are in the new.shareinvestor.com. And if let's say for any reasons that you want to switch back, you can actually click here, the classic modes on the here on the top right corner to switch between classic modes and the new Shareinvestor.com. So for a few webinars we had previously, we have shared quite a lot in terms of accessing, the individual stocks by using search, the watch list as well. So today the focus is a portfolio. So to go to your portfolio, you click on portfolio over here. That it immediately brings you to the portfolio sections, at the new Shareinvestor.com. So you can see a lot of numbers over here. Basically, for a portfolio, we show you some breakdowns about your performance of portfolios, right? But let me share with you how do you start by creating a portfolio first. So you can have multiple portfolios, as many as you like. So to create a new portfolio, basically you can create here, create new portfolio. And then you can give a name, say my US portfolio, for example. Then you can choose your portfolio currencies, meaning that what is the main currencies that you want to keep track, for a portfolio. If let's say the underlying stock you buy and sell is, let's say, in SGD or ringgit, right? It can convert back to the portfolio currency. If let's say you choose to be USD, then it will convert everything back in terms of USD as well. So that is actually how you use, these currencies. Okay, so let me create one. Let's see, this one is in USD, for example. Then a portfolio is created over here. Then in this case, right now is you can actually add the portfolio transactions, because once you have a portfolio is a bit different from watch list. So last week, actually, my colleague Daniel has shared about the watch list, where you can actually monitor the individual stocks, the share price performance, the latest news, everything for you to monitor the stock. And once you decide to enter the stocks, this is where you can actually use portfolio to keep track your transactions. So you can use this to add transactions. Let's say Tesla. So you can choose Tesla, and then it will show you the transaction date. Do you want to buy or sell the Teslas, and how many shares you have? Let's say 100 shares. And what is the price that you bought? Let's say you want to keep track this. Maybe it's last month. So for example, it's last month. And then let's say the price you bought, you need to keep track this actually from your broker's account. Let's say it's 210, for example, and commissions, let's say it's 10 USD. So, and you can even add some notes as well, like why. I encourage everyone to do that as well, because you actually know that why do you buy and sell a stocks. So it's like a note to keep track your investment journeys, right? So once you add portfolios, basically, it will give you a few things over here, the portfolio's performance over here. And then you can see there's returns over here on top, ROI returns, total values, how much is it worth right now, and then the P&L since the days you bought until now, total dividends you collected, and total profit and loss and dividends. The ROI is calculated based on, the how much actually investment put in and how much returns you have, to calculate return on investments. And it can show you the today's performance as well, like for today, how much is the value actually increase or decrease, over here. And then in the portfolio, basically it breaks down a few things, like open positions, closed positions, and summary positions. Maybe I show you using a portfolio I already key in to save times to show you. Okay, maybe this. Okay, so this is portfolio I already keep track previously over here. Let me see this. Okay, sorry, my portfolio. Yeah. So under this my portfolio, I have a few transactions, over here. There's buy and sell transactions over here. And then here it will show you that under portfolio breakdown, open positions means the portfolio positions you still have right now, it's still open. You haven't really closed all the transactions for these stocks yet. So right now I have top growth from the Malaysia stocks, and then UOB from Singapore, and then show you that, the weightage out of all the open positions, what is the weightage for these individual stocks. And then what is the P&L, profit and loss, how many shares, how much dividends that you have collected, and then what is the P&L plus dividends. So it's actually important for investors. You need to know that how much actually profit and loss you have from the capital gain, which is in P&L, and how much did you get from the dividends as well. So this is where we break down the information for you. And then you can see there's a close as well. So basically it's like there's for the stocks that you already sold, already closed. How much is the P&L over here, right? In this case, for DBS, I have sold 100 shares, Tesla, 5 shares, and then you can see the P&L over there as well. And summary basically is a combination of all open positions and closed position to show you that, how much is the overall profit and loss. If let's say you want stocks that you partially sold, and then some of those will go into closed position and some of them go into open position. But then for summary, it will show you that what is the total profit and loss for an open plus closed. And that is then P&L over there, right? So you have a better view in terms of your whole portfolio's performance. And something interesting to show you is in the portfolio, you can actually show this table layout, but you can also show this, So it break down is like a heat map, right? To show you, it's not really a heat map, but I show you that for top growth, you're actually in green, so it means that you're in profit. So let's color denotations over here to show you. If it's in very, very green, it shows that wow, the profit return is actually very high. If it's in red, that means for that position, you are actually in some loss. So very visually, you can tell actually how is your portfolio performing for each of these underlyings as well. And then you can download it as well. You can just click on this, and then you can actually download your portfolios, and then you go into Excel, and then you can actually, do your own trackings or, just storage, for yourself as a backup as well. And same as others, you can actually switch the layout, like watch list, prices, you can switch the layout for the stocks you have, like Toggle UOB. I want to switch the trading data to show that, all the stocks information I have. So for this, if you basically show all the stock you had transaction before, like DBS, Tesla, Toggle UOB, you show all of them, so you monitor this, right? You can switch to other layout as well, like fundamental. So show you all the fundamental key ratios about these few stocks you have. You can scroll to the right if your screen is not big enough. And then you can also do a custom layout where my colleagues show you previous week, on watch list, So you can add your custom layout, choose a few columns actually, then you can set this. So I won't repeat this. So if you don't know how to do it, you can actually refer back to the previous webinars that we have done. So let me go back to transactions. So just now I show you how to add transactions. But other than add transactions, right, that's one thing actually, improvements for this is actually you can do cash deposit and withdrawal. So, if you have a brokerage account, you want to deposit your money inside, so you can keep track the cash. So you can choose the amount you deposit and withdraw and the date and the reasons. Let's say, you want to say initial deposit, or maybe you want to, increase your portfolio allocations, you want to deposit more cash. So for this portfolio, I have deposit 50,000 of cash inside. And then I use the money to actually buy and sell these stocks virtually, to keep track of your portfolio. And this is where on the top, you show the cash amount, 43,000. That means I have $50,000 deposit into this portfolio, and how much cash I can still use right now. So here we calculate for you, you still got 43,000. And then out of open positions I have, the total value I have is 6,376. And total profit and loss from actually open and closed position is this amount, and dividends I collected is this. And this is a total dividend and loss. And something new here is actually the win and loss ratio. So especially for investors and traders, actually it's quite important to know that out of all the trades that you have done, how many of them actually you are making money and how many of them actually you are losing money. So the win and lose ratio is actually quite important. So you know that, maybe, more than 50% of the time actually you are making money from your trades, you're right, about this. So it's actually the trade analytics actually is quite important for that. So I have a few trades here, 4 trades. And out of 4 trades, actually, one of them is losing money and 3 of them is actually making money. So that is what does win and lose ratio shows you. So for the transactions, same as the previous version, the classic.shareinvestor.com, you can keep track other corporate actions as well, for all the stocks you have. Like, for example, bonus issues, if the company have bonus issues or they want to have bonus shares, share split, share consolidate, and you can actually keep track for this, based on the ratios. And our portfolio keep track for you the latest number of shares you have and the average cost you have as well for this. And you can also key in your brokers. This is also available at the classic.shareinvestor.com. Depends on countries you have. Then you can add the broker's name, commission rate, all those. And then when you actually add the transactions, for example, DBS over here, then let's say 100 shares, and then you choose the default brokers, the commissions will automatically calculate for you. So, but of course, actually, maybe the brokers, the commissions is different, and you want to be exact, you can refer back to the actual transactions you have in your broker's account. And for those users who have multiple transactions, right, you want to, you don't want to repeat enter all transactions, you can actually import, the CSV file. So we can give you a template over here. And then after you tally the CSV template, you can actually import, choose a file, and then all your transactions will actually automatically be imported into the portfolio. And of course, you can edit and delete your transactions. So it's actually quite obvious, for you to here, to do it. And something new is actually we have this portfolio performance, which is very, very nice charts actually to show you that, wow, we can actually do analysis for you in terms of portfolio. So we can do index comparison. So since your first purchase, how is your portfolio doing? The blue line is your portfolio. And the green line is actually the index where you can choose. For Malaysia users, you probably want to choose KLCI, and depends on portfolio as well. You can compare to other key index in the world, And then you can choose, is this since the first purchase, all the way until today, or you want to see that maybe year to date for this year to date, how is my portfolio performing? Like for this portfolio examples, right? I have a portfolio return of 16.63%. And then the STI, Straits Times Index return is 11.79. So I'm probably happier because I'm actually managed to have better performance compared to the benchmark index. And in terms of this, every bar is a daily. You can also choose weekly, monthly, so you can have a better view in terms of our portfolio performance. And we can do other things as well, like gain and loss, so you can show this as a weekly. So every week, do you have a capital gain, or currency gain or dividends? So these are three main sources of a gain that you probably have for a portfolio, capital gain, or you receive some dividends, or because of currency, because you invest in a stock in USD, but maybe your portfolio main currency is SGD or ringgit. So when you convert back, that's a currency's gain and loss, and this is also reflected over here. So this reflect daily and weekly, depends on which one you choose, the gain and loss analysis. There's also allocation group. Basically, it's like, if you invest in multiple stock exchanges, so we show you the allocations as well. Like this case, we have SGS, NASDAQ, Bursa. And then there's also portfolio return flow chart. So this one, for example, since first purchase, let's say I do it because it's too many days, so I can choose monthly. So you can show that initial that deposit 50K and the movements. But because the movement is too small, because transaction I put is too small, so you can choose, let's say, year to date, this whole year, how is it performing, So you can see the portfolio right now is over here, and you can see that blue bar means actually for that day, your portfolio got, increased. Green, red bar means actually that day your portfolio value have been decreasing for that. So let me show you year to date. So this whole year, portfolio, while there's a dip in all those, probably because you have a transactions over here, you increase your positions or decrease your positions over there, right? And this shows the whole portfolio. So you can see that for the whole year to date, your peak portfolio value is actually around here, July, which is about 50,800. Right now it's about there. So it's actually about 50,000 slightly above there. So you can know that, oh, at that time, my portfolio has a peak, maybe I didn't sell, or maybe should I actually, take profit at that time, or should I do a portfolio rebalancing? So this is where actually you can do a review of portfolio and then see whether do you want to fine tune a strategy in future. And this is actually pretty useful, for that. Cash allocation management is also something new. So this is where actually you want to manage your cash position carefully. So I've been investing in the markets for more than 15 years, actually. So portfolio management and cash management is actually the key to success, one of the key things actually to success. and you don't want to over, invest, or you want to, when you want to find you when there's opportunity, but you realize that you don't have much cash to invest in, that's something actually very sad. And then something actually you might not be able to, adjust your portfolio to have better returns. So this cash allocation management to help you for that. So you can actually set a percentage of portfolio cash you want to allocate in the markets. Depends on the situation. Let's say right now, based on situation, you feel that you want to, preserve your cash. You don't want to have too much cash actually invested in the markets, because you feel that, in the next few months time or half a year time, the opportunities will be there for you to put in more cash in the markets. So you can set, let's say 70%. And you can see there's a bar over here. And it will show you this, which is how much cash you have already invested over here, and then how much cash that is still your own hands. So for example, this one, you still have cash in hands is 87%, but cash invested is only 12%. So you're still safe, right? But if that's the moments that your cash invested is actually more than 70%, and there's something actually you should be aware of. So this serves as a purpose actually, for this. Dividend analysis. So you can keep track of dividends. You can key in your shares that you have, the day and everything, as date, payable date, and we'll keep track of dividends, for you. Our team actually still working on dividends that automatically keep track of your historical dividends. So that means if you key in a buy transactions for a stock in the past, we can keep track that since that day you bought the stocks and how much dividend is actually calculated. You should supposed to collect. But for future dividends, let's say you key in DBS over here, and then there's a dividends coming in and you haven't sold the DBS, we can automatically keep track of dividends, future dividends for you, which is actually very convenient. And then of course you can still edit dividends and delete the dividends over there. And for the whole portfolio, we have, consensus estimate, so every grade is an analysis tool for you, so you can see that consensus estimate for the portfolios that you have, what is the mean target price, and then you can decide, where do you want to buy and hold, to assist you in terms of investment decisions over there. And for consensus estimate, we have one webinar actually talk about this previously, so you can actually refer to that previously if you are not, familiar with this. Allocation, so you can, based on the markets, sectors, capitals, you can actually have a breakdown for that, for this. We also have interest in value analysis, which is for your stocks over here. So based on a few models that we have, like discounted cash flow earnings models, we will show you, whether it's actually worth buying these stocks. But of course, all these models, that's based on assumptions, and assumptions is actually subject to each individual users. You can actually adjust for that, so we say there are settings over here. Let's say discounted cash flow models. So you can actually adjust, over here. Yeah. So if you're not familiar with all these models, you can actually learn more. Right now, it's actually quite easy to find those informations about these models and how you should actually do it. And volume distribution charts. So we have this 1 day, 5 day, 10 days to show the stocks inside a portfolio. So it's all aggregated together. Insider trades and company buyback, so these are all the trades related to your portfolio. It's also available over here. And then technical analysis scan results. These are all the predefined TA scanners results for different stocks inside a portfolio. So you can view your results over here, the TBS, some of the TA scanner results over here. Ownership, so you can see that, who, are the major shareholders for the stocks that you have in your portfolio, So we are also actually working on things like news related to your portfolios, and then some of those upcoming events, for your portfolios. So stay tuned. So we are actually improving the platforms. So it's coming up soon. So before I switch to Q&A, just want to share one more things. Just now when I create new portfolio, I didn't share this part. The reason is I don't want to confuse you. I want to show you that how you create portfolio first. But there's one thing, which is when you create portfolio, it asks you, do you want to add stock without transaction to this portfolio? So this is actually for compatibility, for our classic versions of Shareinvestor.com. So for the current Shareinvestor.com, the portfolio we have is also served as a watch list. So you can actually monitor the stock price inside, but without adding any transactions for this. But for new versions, we split this between watch this and portfolio. Watch this is for you to monitor price. Portfolio is for you to keep track of transactions. So let me show you this. If you want to have your portfolio to monitor share price, but at the same time to add the transactions, you can do that. But of course, we encourage you guys to split this too. So watch this past portfolio. Let me give a name for this. Okay. So I want to add stock. So with this, just now, remember when you create portfolio, it only show add transactions, but now you can actually add instruments. So let's say I want to add Maybank, you know, okay. Then you can also add, let's say, DBS, I adding this stock to monitor inside this portfolio, you know. And then if you notice, right, if you come to this portfolio, watch this portfolio, the default layout is trading data because there's no transactions for these stocks. So it's mostly for you to monitor the share price over here. But of course, you can still do as what I shared just now, add transaction to any stocks you have, let's say Tesla. Okay. Add 10 shares. Okay. You can still do it. So it's a mix of the stock that you want to monitor and a stock that you want to keep your portfolio transactions over here. So it's a bit misleading. So that's why we decided maybe it's good to split this two. Portfolio is for you to keep track of those portfolio performance, and watch this is for you to keep track of those stocks that you want to monitor, for that. And then you can toggle between the layout, go back to portfolio. So only the Tesla will show you here because that's the only stock that I have transactions over here. Okay, so I have come to the ends of this demo. So I want to show you the blog post as well, where we have, so we have this Q&A over here, the blog.shareinvestor.com. So for some of those topics you are not aware of, like just now share, watch this, so if you don't know how to set up, watch this, all those, right, like last week I share, my colleague share, so you can actually, read this. And then you can go to portfolio as well. So where you can see, how to use portfolio, all this information is over here, so you can read that over there. And then for those users, who miss out in the last few webinars, you can also check out the videos over here, video sections. So we have, uploaded them over here. Okay, so now I want to come to the Q&A sessions. Okay, so let me see. First question from Johnson. For dividends, can I use the data from Shareinvestor? So dividends basically, if let's of course you can actually, keep track the dividends, from the websites. So let me just show you. So Johnson, I mean, if you want to keep it a portfolio, dividends, right, you can actually go to, let's say, DBS, right? Let's say this is a stock you have. Then you can actually look at the events. So you are able to see, if there's any dividends coming up and how much dividends actually being paid out. And then you can actually key in this dividends data into it, So if it is historical one, you can also keep track from there. So yes, you can actually do that. Okay, so Alan asking, do we need to key in dividends paid every quarter or could the system compute for us? So just now I shared that if for dividends, for this new portfolio that we have, for the historical dividends, you still have to key in by yourself. But for future dividends, actually the system can compute. But we are working on the historical dividends, and when it's there, we will update you guys on this. Okay, can this portfolio give any alerts to buy and sell based on the price given? So for Kunath, actually he's asking about alerts. So alerts is actually, we are going to release the alerts in a new website very soon. But for the classic shareinvest.com, actually there's alert system actually you can use. So you can actually, there's this stock alerts. So you can actually set up, the whole things under your alerts, where you can set up based on the price alert. And then if you alerts you on that. So it's a bit separate, from here, not so much about portfolio. But yes, you can do it. Uh, okay, John say, where do I get a previous video on Share Investor website? So this is actually where you can actually look for blog.shareinvestor.com under the video sessions from John. Dave say I do not get a different watchlist setup and portfolio setup in SI Station. So this portfolio actually data is synchronized to SI Station. So if you're using SI Stations and you key in, you can also use the Web Pro, the web platform if you are station users. So the portfolio data is actually synchronized between these two. Okay, so I have answered all the Q&As over there. Let me see, is there any other things in the chat? Okay, I think I have answered all the questions over there. For those users who are not Share Investor members, so you can check out shareinvestor.com, and then you can actually sign up for free trial to try the platforms. And then for those users who are in Share Investor subscribers, you can actually test out, and try out the new shareinvestor.com, because actually we have a major things coming up, which is actually on 26th October, next Saturday. Actually, we are going to switch the default shareinvestor.com to the new platforms. So I encourage everyone to try out the new shareinvestor.com. Of course, I mean, you can switch back between these two, but the new shareinvestor.com comes with a lot of new features and better UIs and user experience. So I encourage everyone actually to use the new platforms. And if there are any questions or those, please feel free to reach out to us for any questions. And then we have exclusive members night also. So both happening in Singapore and Malaysia. So for Malaysia side is next Wednesday, 23rd, and for Singapore side is 24th. So you can check out our shareinvestor.com website and for the more information about this. So I hope to see you guys over there. So I will be there for both Malaysia's events and Singapore's events. So with this, I come to the end of the webinar. So thank you so much, guys, for staying here with us, and have a good day. Thank you.